I'm going to go over 3 examples of how to deal with operations of functions. For this first problem, we have the function of negative 3x minus 2 and ask us to find f of 7. I know that seems a little funky, it's a little different language, but whenever it says f of 7, it really just means that x equals the value of 7. So all you're going to do is plug it in. So as you'll see in this example, we're just replacing the 7, or the x with the 7, and then we're just going to use the order of operations. So negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. Subtract the 2, you get negative 23, and then that's it. For our second example, this time there's a little bit more involved. As you'll see, this time you have 2 functions, and the question says find f plus g of x. So whenever it just says f plus g, that just means that we're going to add the 2 functions together. So we're going to take the f of x function, 2x minus 1, and put parentheses around it. Then we're going to take the g of x function, which is x squared minus 4x minus 2, put parentheses around it, and then add them together. And when we add, just remember from like junior high math, we're just combining like terms. X squared does not have another x squared from the other function, so we can go ahead and just drop that down. And then 2x minus 4x equals negative 2x, and negative 1 plus a negative 2 equals negative 3. So x squared minus 2x minus 3 is your final answer. And then one additional example. This just, again, is a little bit more work than the previous 2. So you'll see that this time it's asking you to find f minus g. So opposite from what we just did, we're going to subtract the 2 functions. But as you'll notice, after that, it has a little 2. So that means that we're going to have to replace or plug in the 2 for x eventually. So we're going to go through the same steps that we did before. We're going to set up the 2 functions and subtract them. Remember from first semester algebra that when you're subtracting functions, you have to change the subtraction sign to a plus sign, and then you're just going to switch all of the signs in the second set of parentheses to their opposites. So here's what it's going to look like. We have the 2x minus 1, we have the plus sign, the x squared became a negative, the 4x became a plus, and then the minus 2 became a plus 2. And then unlike the previous example, we're going to combine the like terms together, and that's going to give us negative x squared plus 6x plus 1. All right, now if it just said up here, if it just said f minus g, and then after that it had a little x, then we would be finished. But because it has a 2, then we have to take it one more step. So we are going to take the 2 and we're going to plug that in for x in both spots. We're going to use our order of operations. Now, one thing to keep in mind right here is that negative has a little 1 next to it that we can't see. So when you rewrite this problem, make sure you put the negative 1, and then you can plug in the 2 squared plus 6 times 2 plus 1. So we're going to use our order of operations. 2 squared is 4, 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, 6 times 2 is 12, and then we're just going to add straight across there to get 9 as our answer. Hope that's helpful.